Hi guys, so I'm back and today I've got a really nice kind of yummy slow flow which is all about the hip flexors. So when we're sitting a lot or if you drive a lot, our hip flexors can get really tight, so this is just a nice slow flow to help stretch them out and provide some relief. If you want to grab some blocks, grab two props, even grab 2 blocks, or if you don't have blocks, pillows will be absolutely fine. And you can grab a blanket as well, which can ease any pain on the knees if you don't like kneeling on your knees. And if you have a strap, grab a strap if you know that you've got tight hamstrings, that can help as well. For any postpartum mums that are doing this, make sure you've had your 6-week check. Make sure to keep checking in with your body. It's quite slow, so it will be fine, but there are a couple of downward facing dogs and maybe a vinyasa as well. So make sure that in the downward facing dog and plank pose you can control your core. If you're doming or you feel like you can't control your core, then please come into tabletop instead, or maybe even child's pose, your choice. Yoga should never hurt. If anything hurts in this video, please ease off. We're doing some gentle stretches. Please don't ease into your maximum, or please ease in, don't go straight into your maximum. And if it hurts, ease off or stop. We're going to start lying down on mats today. So when you're ready, come onto your backs. Bring your feet out long. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, release through the mouth. One more time, just like that. Inhale. Exhale, release through the mouth. Next, inhale, hug your right knee in towards your chest. Flex your left foot, push that left heel away from you. Squeeze your right knee in towards your right shoulder, so you're bypassing your ribs, and keep pushing that left heel away from you. Breathe. Next, inhale, take hold of the outer edge of that right foot, maybe bring your left hand onto your hip, and kick that foot out toward the ceiling, a little bit like happy baby pose, half happy baby. So you're kind of half squatting on the ceiling, left leg still out straight in front. Maybe you want to rock side to side, maybe that feels good. Exhale, bring the foot back towards you, take that right knee over towards the left with the left hand, gaze comes towards the right. Keep breathing, keep extending the breath as long as you can. People get very fixated on making sure to breathe through the nose and maybe an ujjayi breath, maybe you've heard that used before. But just as long as you're breathing, you're moving with your breath, that's absolutely fine. Do what feels good for you. Inhale, coming all the way through center. Squeeze your left knee in as well. Give yourself a little hug, maybe rock from side to side. Then straighten that right foot out in front of you, press the right heel away from you. Take hold of the outer edge of the left foot. Oh no. Take the left knee with your left hand and pull it in towards that left shoulder, bypassing your ribs, forgetting what we're doing. Keep pushing that right heel away from you and keep breathing. Inhale, take hold of the outer edge of the left foot, coming into that half happy baby pose. Maybe taking a little rock from side to side. Sometimes people think that you have to be static in your poses, but actually bringing your movement into a stretch can be really nice. Exhale, bring the foot in towards you. Take the left knee over to the right hand side, gaze comes over to the left. Next, inhale, coming all the way through center. Both knees come in. Give yourself a hug. Then take hold of both the outer edges of both feet, coming into full happy baby pose. I should have said before, if you have really tight hamstrings, then maybe a strap would be nice here. You could grab 2 straps if you need. And having that nice rock from side to side can be really nice as well. One more breath here, and as you exhale, drop the feet, squeeze the knees in. Take your hands to the backs of your thighs. Start to take some nice rock and rolls forwards and back, rounding through the spine, hugging navel to spine, coming all the way up, rolling over the knees, coming into tabletop pose. Wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Push the ground away with your fingers. Inhale, breathe the heart forward, arch the back. Exhale, navel to spine, push the ground away, round the back. 2 more times. Inhale, breathing the heart forward. Cow pose. Exhale, round the back. Cat. 1 more time. Inhale, pushing the hands into the ground, breathing the heart forward. Exhale, rounding the back, push the ground away, navel to spine. Coming back into your tabletop, straight away tucking the toes, sending the hips up and back, pushing the hands into the floor, downward facing dog, pedal the feet, maybe swing the hips. If you don't want to do a down dog, then please stay in tabletop pose. You don't need to do this pose at all. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step the right foot between the hands. Come back onto that left knee. This is where a blanket can be a really nice idea. You can place a blanket under this left knee if there's any pain. Inhale up through center. Let's just talk about this stretch before we do it. So there's a tendency when we come into a lunge like this to really kind of breathe the hips forward and sink down into the hips. What you want to do is come up, a slight touch to your pelvis, and what this does is it brings the stretch into your hip flexor. Then exhale, you send the hips down. You won't be able to go down as far, but you should feel the stretch really isolated there. When we sink down and don't have that kind of little tuck, it just comes onto our quad. We want to really focus on our hip flexors today. Squeeze that back glute. Inhale the arms up, cactus the hands, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, round the back, bring the elbows together. Inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades, open the heart. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, open, keep squeezing that left glute. Exhale, round the back. 1 more time. Inhale, open. Exhale, elbows together. Inhale, bring your right hand down, your left hand comes up. Exhale, take a little side stretch over towards the right. It's a really gentle bend here. You don't want to shove yourself into the pose, but you should feel the stretch on your hip flexor change a little bit as you move your body in this way. 1 more deep breath here. Inhale all the way up. Bring your left hand onto your right thigh or even onto the floor if that feels better. Bring your left foot in towards you. Take hold of your left foot with your right hand and gaze over that right shoulder, twisting. Keep hugging navel to spine. Keep breathing. Exhale, drop the leg, bring your right hand to your right thigh, and this time reverse the twist. So, takes a bit more balance. Bring that left foot in towards you, gazing over your left shoulder this time. Again, you should be feeling a little bit of a change on the stretch on your hip flexor as you're doing this. Inhale all the way through center. Bring your hands to the inside of your right foot. I'm coming into lizard lunge now. Let's all start with our hands flat on the floor. Tuck the tail, drop the head, push the ground away, a little bit like you're doing cat pose. Notice how that feels on your hip flexor. Either stay here or take another lizard variation of your choice. So maybe tucking the toes, or maybe coming onto the forearms or the blocks. But try and keep the heart open and avoid the back rounding. Wherever you are, maybe you can take a little sway from side to side if that feels good. You could even come onto the knife edge of that right foot and open out the leg to the opposite side. Whatever feels nice. Maybe you want some stillness in your practice. Maybe you need to move. 3 more breaths here. Inhale, slowly come up, plant the hands, tuck that back toe. And we're going to step back, downward facing dog. Optional vinyasa. If you don't want to move very much, then please don't. For those that do, inhale, come forward into plank. Push the ground away, keep the core strong, slight squeeze of the glutes. Exhale, lower through, knees Chaturanga. Inhale, open the heart, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, use the core to pull yourself back up, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, step the foot between the hands, come onto that back knee. Again, option is to have a blanket under that right knee. Come up. Remember that point about sinking into the hips and actually bringing the stretch into the hip flexor. So very small tuck of the pelvis and then send the hips down. Have a go at home. Notice how the stretch moves when you do that tuck of the tailbone. Inhale, cactus the arms, squeeze the shoulders together. Exhale, round the back, elbows come together. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, heart opens. Exhale, round the back. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, left hand, left hip. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, over towards the left. Again, gentle side stretch here. Squeeze that right glute. Keep pushing the hips down. Keep feeling that stretch on the front of that left, the right hip even. Inhale through center. Bring that right hand onto your thigh. Kick the right heel in towards you. Left hand comes behind, gazing over that left shoulder. Keep hugging the spine, the navel towards your spine. Keep breathing, keep lengthening and twisting. And breathe. Slowly drop the foot. Bring your left hand to your left thigh this time. More awkward twist, working on balance. But again, hopefully you'll feel the stretch moving slightly, feeling slightly different. Gazing over that right shoulder. Keep the core nice and strong. Keep pulling that heel in towards you. Exhale. Slowly drop the foot, drop the hands. Coming into the lizard pose before we start though. Exhale, tuck the tail, drop the head around the back. Notice how that feels on your hip flexor. Then again, coming into any variation. So maybe staying there, staying on your hands, gazing forward. Again, maybe dropping to the forearms, keeping the chest nice and open. Or maybe coming onto that knife edge of the left foot and opening the hip to the side. So you want to make sure that your knee stays tracking over your ankles if you do this. So everything moves together. Three more breaths here. When you're ready, coming up onto your hands, tucking the back toes, stepping back, downward facing dog. Maybe have a little play with the feet. Again, maybe you want to do a vinyasa, maybe you don't. If you don't, maybe come to child's pose or stay here. Inhale forward to your plank, everyone that wants to. Exhale, lower, strong core, elbows in. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, hips to the sky. Exhale, bend the knees. Inhale, take a little jump, come to sit on the mat. If you have a block or a pillow or a Pilates ball or anything, grab it. You want to place it in between your thighs, either on level 1 or 2. Bring your feet flat onto the mat and we're going to roll down onto our backs to a count of 10. Keep squeezing the block. Round the back, pull navel to spine. Exhale, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring those heels in towards you, so about hand's distance from your body. Keep squeezing the block, working those adductor muscles, our inner thigh muscles. Inhale, slowly peel your hips up towards the sky. Vertebrae by vertebrae peeling off the mat, squeeze the block. Squeeze the glutes, push the feet firmly into the floor. Maybe bring the hands underneath your body, rolling onto your shoulders. Bridge pose. Keep squeezing the glutes, pushing the hips towards the sky. 2 more breaths here. Then exhale, slowly hands, coming down very slowly. Take that block, or again you can put a pillow and a bolster instead, onto level 1 or level 2. This should be restorative, this shouldn't hurt or feel like you're really in a deep stretch. It should be really like, oh God, this feels like heaven. So bring the block underneath your sacrum, that flat bony part at the bottom of your spine, and feel your body just melt down over the block. You can keep your feet in bridge, or if it feels good, you can even stretch your feet out in front of you, and then you should really feel it opening up through the hip flexors as well. We're just going to close our eyes and have 10 breaths here. Really concentrate on each breath. Try and make each exhale that little bit longer. And notice how each breath looks and feels a little bit different. Maybe bring your attention to your chest, your abdomen. Notice how it moves as you inhale. How everything melts back towards your center as you exhale. Slowly start to walk your feet in if you straighten them. Lift the hips, coming down. Grab your other block or a cushion, and we're going to come and end in Supta Baddha Konasana. So bring your feet together and let your knees hang heavy. For me, without any support, I can't really stay in this pose for very long. I find it a little bit awkward, so I find it really nice to place blocks or pillows just underneath the thighs so I can really relax into the pose. Bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly, and slow the breath. This time, giving your hands on your heart, maybe focus on your heartbeat. And as your mind wanders, which it will, don't worry, just congratulate yourself for recognizing it and bring your mind back to the rhythm of your heart. Stay here for as long as you need, and if you have time, maybe come in Shavasana afterwards and have a nice rest and relaxation before you begin your day again. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you've enjoyed it. Namaste.